in, everybody, to Elyria High School on this, the coldest day of 2026 so far, a day that most schools didn't have any classes today. Kids got the day off, but that's not going to stop some of these athletic events from going on tonight, including this big-time Southwest Conference basketball game we've got on tap for you. It's a rematch from earlier. Two of the better teams in the Southwest Conference, which is a loaded conference. We've got the hometown Elyria Pioneers, and we've got the visiting Olmsted Falls Bulldogs, and this should be a great one. And again, it's a rematch of a game that Olmsted Falls won in Olmsted Falls 76-63 on December 12th. So you know Elyria's been waiting for this one to come back around. Michael Keefe joining you here from Elyria High School, joined by Jared Kozar on the microphone with me, and on the camera, Nick Hershey, going to be bringing you all the action over there. I should call him by his official title, outstanding PA announcer at Columbia High School, Nick Hershey, running things on the camera over there. And Jared, when you talk about these two teams, and it's something we talked about kind of coming into this game, you talk a lot about familiarity, and it starts with the coaches of these two teams. Brett Larrick for Elyria, Chris Delizio for Olmsted Falls, two guys that have been doing this for a long, long time, and they have matched up a lot of times against each other, so it is a familiar matchup here.
And really going back to when Elyria was not yet a member of the Southwestern Conference, that was something where Brett would make a point to try to schedule Falls, because back then you had a blended tournament over at Midview in that district. You know you'd see Olmsted Falls at some point, so he really wanted to get them on the schedule, and Chris vice versa with Elyria back when they were GCC competing in that conference. So, yeah, it gets no better than this, like you said. Frigid temperatures outside. Don't go anywhere if you don't have to. The best part about that, you can check it out right here on the Chronicle Telegram YouTube page, is we're going to give you one of the premier matchups in the Southwestern Conference. Olmsted Falls got the first one over at their place. The script has been flipped a little bit here. I think Elyria is playing really great basketball. Not to say that Falls isn't, but Elyria took apart a very good Avon team last Friday night. We had the call over there at Avon, and it was a tremendous atmosphere. And Elyria really deflated them pretty quickly and made that not a contest for most of the 32 minutes that we had in play that evening. Chris Delizio coming off a win, two wins recently over North Ridgeville in conference play, and then I believe they had Strongsville last Saturday night too. So they're battle tested right now, are the Olmsted Falls Bulldogs, and they're getting ready to stretch their legs in conference.
Well, you talked about how you can stay warm. Catch this game on the Chronicle Telegram YouTube page or at WEOL.com or the mobile app. But that is brought to you. I want to give a shout-out to our sponsors of tonight's game, Nick Abraham Buick GMC and Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, Route 57 and East Broad Street in Elyria. Lorain County Community College, real education for good jobs. The Lorain Medina Rural Electric Cooperative, your Touchstone Energy partner. The City of Elyria, visit cityofelyria.org today. And Eco Tree Services, your complete tree care company. You talked about the game that they played back December 12th, and couldn't have been much more of an even game all the way through. When you looked at the first, second, and fourth quarters, that game was pretty much, I think it was within 1 point through those three quarters, but it was the third quarter that was the difference of that game. Olmsted Falls came out of halftime, and they beat up Elyria in that third quarter to the tune of an 18-9 third quarter score. That was the difference in that game, Jared. So, again, you know these two coaches know each other well. You know these two programs know each other well. And you know that Brett Larrick and these Elyria Pioneers had this game circled ever since they lost that one in Olmsted Falls.
Certainly, that's a big part of the storyline, and kind of talked to Brett about that on the Nick Abraham Saturday Sports Wrap-Up Show. You know, he was definitely professional about it and said, hey, we've got a game on Tuesday. We got to prepare for it like any other game. But, again, I think these two guys are sort of the patriarchs of the conference, if you will, in terms of the Southwestern ESWC. So, real good matchup. We're happy to be here. You know what else we're happy for? We talked about it a little bit off air in terms of free agency, going out and making moves in the other professional sports. Jason Ward went out and got himself a weapon in Nick Hershey. Here's what he did when he said, I needed somebody to be a public address announcer. Who do you guys got? Who can you recommend? We said, look no further than Nick Hershey. And, again, you talk about an off-season signing. That was an in-season signing that he said, you know what, this guy's going to come in here, turn our whole program around.
Expanded the payroll, and so far it's been worth it. Hey, we're going to take a break here on the pregame show. When we come back, we'll get you starting lineups, and it'll be time for tip-off again. It's the cage matchup. It's Olmsted Falls. It's Elyria, and it's coming up next on the all-new WEOL.com and on the Chronicle Telegram YouTube page.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy.
This month, get 0% on all 2025 Ford F-150s, including Lightning, regular cabs, super cabs, and Super Duties, plus all Explorers and Escapes.
Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
I'm Mayor Kevin Brubaker, and I'm inviting you to rediscover Elyria. With new places to eat and shop, a revitalized historic downtown, expanded park facilities and programming, our community is once again on the move. Check out our award-winning schools, the new homes, and events and festivals for all ages all year long here in Elyria. Come be a part of the momentum. Visit cityofelyria.org and follow us on Facebook to see how we're building a stronger Elyria together.
Lorain County Community College is where you'll lock in your future success. LCCC will get you prepared, get you credentialed, and get you working. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
Lorain Medina Rural Electric offers a quick and easy way to pay bills online, monitor your daily electric use, and receive updates from your cooperative through SmartHub. Members can sign up for this service at www.lmre.org or contact the LMRE office at 440-647-2133 for more information.
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, Kev's radio voice. Recently, we had some trees removed. So again, singing the praises of EcoTree Services. In a few hours, EcoTree had removed the unsightly trees, cleaned the debris, and opened the area for a new fence. I can't say enough good things about the people at EcoTree. I've used them several times, always thrilled with their work. If you have trees that require pruning or need to be removed, contact EcoTree, a local business that deserves your business. They've earned mine. Go to ecotreeservices.com.
At Nick Abraham Buick GMC, we offer the greatest customer experience around, plus upfront, no haggle pricing and great deals. Right now, lease the 2025 GMC Sierra for just $339 a month. Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
Lorain County has a story every day. Make sure you don't miss it. From breaking news and high school sports to schools, business, and community events, the Chronicle has it all. Stay connected to your neighbors and your home team with coverage that matters most to you. Don't just hear about Lorain County, know Lorain County. Subscribe today at chroniclet.com/subscribe and get the news that keeps you in the know. The Chronicle Telegram, Lorain County's largest newspaper.
Well, there it is. The national anthem has been played. They're going to announce the starting lineups for these two teams, and while they do that, we'll do the same thing. And we'll start with the visiting Olmsted Falls Bulldogs. They come in at 7-5. However, they only have one loss in conference this season. That was a loss to Berea Mid-Park. Otherwise, they've been perfect in conference. For Olmsted Falls, Logan Connolly gets the start, a 6-foot senior. Chris 10, their leading scorer, 16 points per game, 6'3" senior. Cole Odon, 6'1" senior, averaging 9 points per game. Mason Saravac is 6'3" junior, averaging 15 points per game. And Keegan Smith is going to round out the starting lineup for Olmsted Falls, the 6'2" sophomore, averaging 5 points, 5 rebounds per game. On the other side of things, the Elyria Pioneers come into this game 10-3. Again, you talked about it last time out. Saw them in a win over Avon. They're playing pretty good basketball. They did take a loss recently to Berea Mid-Park, but 3 losses on the season, including one to this Olmsted Falls team earlier. Starting lineup for the Pioneers. Cam Bell will get the start, small forward, the 6'3" senior, averaging 6 points per game. Rendell Grimmett is going to get the start, shooting guard, 6'2" senior, 12 points per game. Seth Wilkerson, I'm ahead of him. Seth Wilkerson, another shooting guard, 6'2" junior, 10 points per game. Tink Shelton, a 5'5" junior, averaging 7 points per game, and rounding it out is Kendall Compton, the 6'5" senior, averaging 14 points per game. You've seen both of these squads, Jared, so, we saw what happened earlier this season. We saw really a one-quarter difference in the game between the two, but when you think about the playing styles of these two teams, how do they match up?
Well, Elyria's got a lot of depth. They like to speed you up, and they can do that. Falls is very disciplined, so it makes it for a contrast in styles. Some people say that's usually, in boxing terms, a good fight, and certainly it's not going to escalate to that out here today, but Olmsted Falls plays very disciplined, a good two-man game that you'll see with Mason Saravac and Chris Ten out there playing well off of each other. For Elyria, again, it's punch off the bench. When you talk about two guys in double figures coming off that bench for Elyria, that is also something that Brett Lara can go to. Rondell Grimmett gets better every year. We've talked about it in the wrap-up show. I just don't know how to say it. There's a guy that's been in the program for 4 years and continues to improve, just kind of showing those out there at the younger levels that you can always figure something else out in the gym and work on your skill set. Kendall Compton can do it all in terms of play inside, outside. Tink Shelton is the guy that makes this whole thing go.
Well, here we go. It's about tip-off time here at Elyria. The ball is up, tipped and won by Olmsted Falls, and the Bulldogs will take over first possession of the game. Connolly's got it, goes left side, and passes it over to the left wing where Olmsted Falls just having a tough time moving it. There we go. They get it back up top to Connolly, who brings it back right side, drives into the lane, gets it into the corner, and now they'll bring it back to the top. It's 10 who's got it top of the key. He passes up top to Saravac. 10 and Saravac, the leading scorers. Saravac passes to 10. He drives into the lane. Wide open layup, but good contest there late. Elyria with the rebound, but then a quick turnover as Saravac gets back and steals the outlet pass, and Olmsted Falls gets the ball right back after that opening possession miss. Saravac with the basketball, right wing, dribbles top of the key. Now he goes right side into the lane, pump fake, then goes up with the left hand, floats it and scores. And Mason Saravac's got the first basket of the game. It's 2-0 Olmsted Falls. Elyria's got it now, and Bell swings it over to Compton. Left side, he drives baseline, floats it up, no good, rebound. Olmsted Falls, and the Bulldogs bring it back the other way. Connolly's got it, gets it to Saravac. Nope, it's not Saravac, that's Smith. Smith then brings it back up top, back to Connolly. Connolly tries to skip pass to the other side, but it's stolen by Compton. And here comes Elyria the other way. Into the lane, a little floater is up, no good. As Tink Shelton had an open look at a floater, just couldn't get it to fall. And Olmsted Falls grabs the rebound. 2-0, Olmsted Falls with the lead. 6.5 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Saravac tried to dribble to the right side, but good defense played there by Seth Wilkerson. Knocked it out of bounds. And it'll be Olmsted Falls basketball, sideline out. Olmsted Falls inbounds the ball. Smith has it, right wing. Dribbles to the top of the key. Left-hand dribble into the lane. Tries to go up, then gets stood up there. Finds a man on the right wing. They get over to 10. 10's got it. Right wing, crossover move. He goes in. No good. Little contact there with a layup, but 10 couldn't hit it. Instead, it's Smith who grabs the rebound, goes up for a three, and hits it. And it's 5-0 Olmsted Falls. So here comes Elyria. Ball in the right wing. Tink Shelton's got it, and they're going to find a wide open three-pointer from the right corner, and that's Kendall Compton who hits the three-pointer. And that puts Elyria on the board. 5.5 minutes to go in this game. It's 5-3 Olmsted Falls.
Yeah, Elyria gets on the board with that three-pointer. We talked about it in the pregame. Kendall Compton can go inside, go outside. His skill set really, really impressive.
Saravac having trouble with the dribble is going to turn this one over. And here comes Tink Shelton. Shelton crossover dribble, top of the key. He gets in the lane. Now he finds a little floater that's going to be good for Grimmett. And Rondell Grimmett hits his first shot attempt of the game, and we've got a tie game. Olmsted Falls bringing it down quickly, getting it into the lane, trying to go up for a layup. No good was Connolly, but rebounded by Smith. Get it inside to Saravac, who dribbles it, and it gets tipped out of bounds by Elyria. Olmsted Falls playing a little bit rushed here. And they're lucky to hang on to that basketball as they'll have it baseline out of bounds with 4:56 to go in the opening stanza.
Well, Elyria can speed you up. We talked a little bit about that in the pregame. Falls doing a good job with second chance opportunities here to start.
Nice inbounds play there. They get the ball to 10, who goes up and lays it in. And Chris 10 has his first bucket of the game at 7-5 Olmsted Falls over Elyria. Shelton Dribbles left wing. Now he's just going to kick it up top to Compton. Compton, left-hand dribble, nice crossover into the lane. Tries to hit Tink Shelton under the basket, but it gets tipped away by Olmsted Falls, out of bounds. It'll be Elyria basketball, baseline out of bounds. Couple substitutions now, as Bell and Grimmett will sit for Elyria. And Keegan Smith will sit after hitting a three-pointer for Olmsted Falls. Shelton inbounds the basketball. One of the newest players in for Elyria. Micah Jackson's got it, left wing. Now he dribbles left corner, hands it off to Shelton. Shelton into the lane, pump fake. He's going to swing it back out to the outside for an open three-pointer that's no good. Rebounded by Olmsted Falls as Micah Jackson came in and shot the three but couldn't hit it. Olmsted Falls quickly gets the basketball down the court. Servac swing pass into the corner. It's 10. He pump fakes. Now he drives into the lane, and it's going to get held up there, because we're going to have a jump ball that's going to favor Elyria. Nice job defensively by Kendall Compton there to get his hands on the ball, and Elyria will get it.
I think Kendall Compton was thinking that might even be the old ups and downs there before he was given possession of that when they hit both called jump ball.
Well, 4 minutes to go here, first quarter, 7-5. The Olmsted Falls Bulldogs with the lead. Compton's got it, swings it over to Wilkerson. Wilkerson gets it up top to Ethan Rogers. Rogers over to Compton, right wing. The pull-up jumper mid-range, no good, rebounded Olmsted Falls. So it's a good, strong rebound by Connolly. Gets it up to Saravac, quickly into the lane, goes up, lays it in, gets fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot a free throw as he's got the and one attempt coming, and that's a strong move there by Mason Saravac.
Yeah, Mason Saravac with a full head of steam, leading the charge there into the numbers. That was a 3-on-2 in favor of Elyria. Saravac just went up there, real strong, finished, has a chance for the three-point play. Our first foul of the game comes with almost 3.5 minutes left here in the first quarter.
Saravac's free throw is up and good. That gives him 5 here in this opening quarter, and then he's going to take a seat as Olmsted Falls will bring a couple more subs in. So sometimes I wish, football rosters, they give you height and weight. They only give you height on basketball rosters, and 6'3s are all not made the same. Saravac is 6'3", but he is built like a brick house. Elyria now trailing 10-5. They're going to get the ball inside, and a foul is going to get called there as they got it inside to Ethan Rogers, who went up for a shot, got fouled, and he'll go to the line.
Certainly Mason Saravac, a very talented basketball player, but I think that his future athletically might be on the football field as he played some very, very potent middle linebacker for Coach DeLuca, Tom DeLuca over at Olmsted Falls.
Well, he got about a 10-second break, and he's back in the game replacing 10. Also checking in for Elyria, Rondell Grimmett. Two outstanding basketball players checking back in. The free throw attempt was no good for Ethan Rogers, so he toes the line for his second attempt. It is up, and it's good. Ethan Rogers is on the board, and that makes it 10-6 Olmsted Falls with 3:26 to go here in the first quarter. Olmsted Falls trying to get the ball across midcourt. Good defense being played as the ball gets tipped out of bounds. Stays with Olmsted Falls. Campbell will check back in for Elyria, replacing Seth Wilkerson. And Olmsted Falls will inbound it right in front of us here. Sideline out of bounds. They're going to try to get the ball into Saravac, but it's going to get stolen. A nice play there by Ethan Rogers, who now is bringing the ball down the court, and he's going to set things up. Campbell's got it. Passes it back to the outside. Micah Jackson. Jackson dribbles left hand into the lane, goes up. He puts the ball in, but they're going to say no shot. He got fouled on the dribble. And it'll be baseline out of bounds for Elyria.
Jackson, the talented freshman for Elyria, wasted no time in putting the ball on the floor and driving. He was pretty definitive in what he wanted to do. He can shoot it, though, too. As you saw earlier, that three-point attempt that he had, not too far off.
Rogers inbounds it to Jackson. Jackson dribbles, top of the key, goes into the lane. On the right side, the ball's going to get blocked by Saravac, tipped up, and trying to save it as Olmsted Falls, but I think the ball's going to hit the baseline, and it does. It's going to belong to Elyria. Good effort there by Olmsted Falls to try to save it, but Elyria will hang on to the basketball. 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Elyria with the ball. Inbounded to Grimmett. He's got it right side. He's going to drive into the lane. High off the glass with a floater. No good, and rebounded by Olmsted Falls. Beautiful move there by Grimmett. Just couldn't finish it with the floater. And now Olmsted Falls has it. Connolly's got it. He's getting trapped. He tries to get the ball up to a teammate, and he can't. Now it's going to be stolen by Elyria, and they're going to find Grimmett in the corner for a three-pointer. That's perfect. And Rondell Grimmett hits the three, and that makes it 10-9 Olmsted Falls. Saravac gets it ahead to Connolly, who swings it into the corner, and it's a bad pass. As Connolly tried to find his teammate over there in the corner.
Believe it or not,
I believe that was Jake Posiak, and he just couldn't hold on to it.
6 turnovers for Falls here with 2:26 left to go in the first period. So Elyria kind of sped them up like we talked about, yet Falls still with that 1-point edge.
That was actually Cole Odon he was looking for, but Odon couldn't hang on to it, and Illyria's got the basketball with a chance to take the lead. Bell has it, top of the key. Dribbles left hand, now he's going to swing it over to Grimmett on the right wing. Grimmett dribbles left, then brings it back to his right. Goes up with a right-handed floater, sinks it, and gets fouled. And Elyria takes the lead, and Grimmett will go to the line for a three-point play attempt.
A chance to capitalize here for Rondell Grimmett. Again, he's been kind of a focal point of their offense the past couple of possessions for sure. He knocks down a three, gets the scoop to go, and a chance for a three-point play.
He's perfect on that free throw, and I'll tell you, I was watching him warm up, and I don't think he missed a shot in warm-ups. And he's already got 8 quick points in this game, as we're going to get a foul called against Elyria. As Olmsted Falls was trying to bring the ball up, Kristen Rogers just got a little too physical on his defense. And that lets us reset here. 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Elyria now with a 12-10 lead, as they're on a good run here. This game was 10-5, so it's a 7-0 run for Elyria. Olmsted Falls with the basketball. We're going to get another foul here, as Grant Rapnicki was trying to get the ball across midcourt. He tried to get to the left side, and he kind of got trapped by 3 different Elyria players. He got tripped up there, so it'll be Olmsted Falls basketball, sideline out of bounds.
And really good coaching matchup here tonight between Chris Delisio, Olmsted Falls, and Brett Larica. Again, we can't understate it enough. They know each other really well. This one's going to come down to the wire. You just have that feeling that the first quarter might be indicative of everything else that goes on tonight.
Ball was inbounded to 10, who gets it over to Connolly. Now Rapnicki's got it, gets it over to Saravac in the corner. Saravac drives into the middle, looking for a shot, just bullies his way towards the rim, goes up and sinks it. And that was just a strong man move by Mason Saravac. You talked about him being a linebacker. He acted like it there. Elyria quickly down the court. They're going to get a wide open shot under the hoop that's no good, and it's going to be rebounded by Olmsted Falls. Man, that was a great look there for Ethan Rogers, who just kind of short-armed his layup attempt. Now Olmsted Falls rushing. They get it to Saravac on the inside. He misses a layup, goes back up for a foul or a follow, and he hits it. And then Saravac with another bucket. That gives him 9 points in this first quarter. Now we're going to get a wide-open three-point attempt for Elyria that's no good, as Grimmett had a good look at it, but it's rebounded by Olmsted Falls. Rapnicki quickly down the floor. Now he's going to pull it back and get it out to Connolly near the logo. Connolly swings the left side to 10. 10 to the right wing to Smith. Smith dribbles to the top of the key. Now he's going to get back over to Connolly right side. 38 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Olmsted Falls with the basketball and a 14-12 lead. Connolly swings it over into the right side, gets it to Smith. He gets into the lane. Now he's going to look for a little help. Smith gets it to 10. 10 pump fakes, now drives into the lane, goes up off the front of the rim, and it's going to come down. No good. Rebound. It's going to be tipped out of bounds off of Olmsted Falls. And that's just a really good sequence of defense there by Elyria. And with 18 seconds to go in the quarter, Elyria will have the basketball.
Elyria made him feel uncomfortable. I think Chris Delisio wanted his guys to play for that last shot, just try to work it around the horn a little bit. Seems pretty frustrated with the outcome there. Now they got to play defense for the remaining 18.4. Elyria with a chance to tie or take the lead going into the break.
Compton and Shelton come back in for Elyria, and it's Shelton that'll bring the ball up. 12 seconds on the clock. Down to 10. Shelton gets a screen from Bell. He dribbles right side. Now he gets into the lane. Tries to get it off into the wing. Now it's going to get stolen underneath. And Olmsted Falls just going to heave one at the buzzer that's no good. And we are going to end this first quarter with the score 14-12. Olmsted Falls over Elyria. This is just like how the first game went. We're off to that same kind of start. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more right here on the all-new WEOL.com and on the Chronicle Telegram YouTube page.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy.
This month, get 0% on all 2025 Ford F-150s, including Lightning, regular cabs, super cabs, and super duties, plus all Explorers and Escapes.
Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
I'm Mayor Kevin Brubaker, and I'm inviting you to rediscover Elyria. With new places to eat and shop, a revitalized historic downtown, expanded park facilities and programming, our community is once again on the move. Check out our award-winning schools, the new homes, and events and festivals for all ages all year long here in Elyria. Come be a part of the momentum. Visit cityofelyria.org and follow us on Facebook to see how we're building a stronger Elyria together.
Welcome back into Elyria High School. Michael Keefe, Jared Kozar on the call here. Nick Hershey running the camera for you. Again, if you don't know, now you know. You can watch the games on the Chronicle Telegram YouTube page. So if you are hanging out, staying out of the cold, get over there, turn on the game. You can watch all this action. So far, so good as these two teams have both come out and played really hard through one quarter. It is Olmsted Falls with a 14-12 lead as we enter the second quarter. Olmsted Falls will start things off with the basketball. They will inbound the ball to 10, who will have it for Olmsted Falls. 10 brings it up across the timeline as he's going to get the ball to Odin. Cole Odin picks up his dribble out near the logo. Now he's going to get the ball over to Saravac. Saravac's got it all the way out near the logo, drives into the lane. Now he's going to find Smith on a good pass inside, but it's no good on the layup attempt. Rebounded by Campbell. Campbell's going to quickly get it down to Tink Shelton, who's going to have a pull-up jumper that goes in and out, rebounded by Olmsted Falls. Cole Odin with the rebound, and he will bring it across midcourt. Odin dribbles left side. Good defense being played by Rondell Grimmett. Saravac's got it now, left wing. He picks up his dribble. He'll swing it out to the top to Angelo Longo. Longo, again, a lot of guys picking up their dribble really far away from the basket as Longo will get it back over to Saravac on the left wing. 7 minutes to go. Longo's got it in the right corner. He tries to drive baseline, gets cut off there, swings it back out to Saravac. Pump fakes a three, and then he's going to get fouled there as hustle play made by Tink Shelton. He tried to just take the ball away from Saravac, but he got him across the arms. And they'll call Shelton for the foul. And with 6:51 to go, still 14-12. Olmsted Falls has its sideline out of bounds.
Really similar to what we saw Friday against Avon when, you had Joey Ziegler, their best player over at Avon in terms of what he brings to the table offensively, and Shelton took on that assignment. They're switching Shelton on to Saravac from possession to possession. Gives up a lot of size, but you wouldn't know it in terms of tenacity.
Connolly comes back into the game for Olmsted Falls, replacing Smith. As 10's got it, top of the key. He tries to get into the lane. Gets cut off there by Campbell. Tries to get it back out to Saravac. He's going to fire a three-pointer. That is perfect from the right wing. And Saravac continues his hot scoring start to this game. Elyria quickly down the court. They're going to answer with a three-pointer of their own as Kendall Compton is going to hit a three-pointer from the left wing. And again, the speed and pace of Tink Shelton. Got the ball down the court quickly, made a really good pass across court to Kendall Compton, who hit the three, and that makes it 17-15, and we're going to get a 30-second timeout for Olmsted Falls.
Been a tremendous ball game so far, and, just Chris Delisio takes a timeout. I think they want to, maybe talk about some of that pace that you said, that you just described, and Tink Shelton being able to find an open teammate in Kendall Compton. And Delisio saying, hey, guys, we can do better than that defensively. I need that effort. I think offensively he's pretty pleased with what he's been seeing so far, at least if for no other reason out of Mason Saravac. Somebody in Elyria is going to have to take that defensive assignment seriously in terms of, making sure that they limit some of his capability.
Yeah, Mason Saravac came into this game averaging 15 points per game. He's already got 12 here with 6:13 to go in the first half. Olmsted Falls basketball out of the timeout. Odin trying to get it in. He finally will do that. As now Olmsted Falls will bring it up. Connor Lehman in the game. Lehman with it. Brings it across midcourt, gets it to Saravac, right side. Saravac inside to Lehman. Nobody followed Lehman, but he gets kind of stuck in the trees there. Saravac's going to fire a three. No good. Good closeout there by Elyria's defense. It'll be Cam Bell that comes down with the rebound. Now there's a scrum for the basketball. Bell gets it up to Shelton. Tink Shelton has it, and they've got numbers, and they're going to get an open three-pointer from the right side of Elyria that's no good, rebounded by Olmsted Falls. Can't ask for much of a better look there, but Seth Wilkerson just couldn't hit the three from the corner. And Olmsted Falls has the basketball with 5.5 to go here in the first half in this 17-15 game where Olmsted Falls has the lead. Connolly's going to drive left side for Olmsted Falls. Layup up and good. His first bucket of the game makes it 19-15. Shelton quickly down the court as he always is. Gets it over to Compton. Compton fires a three-pointer from the left wing. That's good. His second three-pointer of the quarter.
I think he's got all three of Illyria's threes. Well, they've got 4 3-pointers now in the game.
Yeah, he has 3 of them, though. 9 points for Kendall Compton, and it's 19-18. Olmsted Falls with the lead. 10 tries to get into the lane. Cut off there by Cam Bell. Now it's Odin with the basketball, left wing for Olmsted Falls. Odin dribbles, top of the key. Looking to get it back to 10. Can't do it. Now Odin dribbles into the left corner. Hands it to Saravac there. Saravac tries to dribble into the lane. He gets to the top of the key, goes down the right side, just tries to go up with a shot. It's blocked. And now he's going to get it out to Lehman. Lehman had a look at a three, didn't take it. Odin's got a wide open look for a three on the left side, and he hits it. So that was so much good defense for Elyria. But Olmsted Falls makes a good pass, a wide open three, and it's 22-18. Kendall Compton has got the ball looking for another three-pointer. Can't get one off. Gets it over to Shelton. Right back to Compton, top of the key. 4 minutes to go here. First half. They get the ball to Grimmett. Grimmett tries to swing it across into the right corner. Back over to Grimmett. Baseline. Grimmett pass right under the hoop to Tank Shelton. Shelton goes up with a wild shot attempt. Now he passes it to Grimmett, who's wide open for a three in the corner, and he nails it. Rondell Grimmett with another three-pointer. As every time it seems like Olmsted Falls hits one, Elyria answers. 22-21 is the Olmsted Falls lead. And Connolly, just a beautiful delayed dribble there. Gets a wide open layup as Connolly just brought the ball down. Just a little delayed dribble, and there was nobody playing defense in the lane. He goes in and scores. And Elyria will take a 30-second timeout. Olmsted Falls has a 24-21 lead.
And I think it's very reminiscent of the timeout that Chris DeLisio called just a couple of moments ago to try to get realigned. Brett Lyric, I think he watched Tink Shelton take a big shot on that screen from Saravac up there and said, I got to make sure my point guard's okay and has all the teeth. That's one thing. And then now I think the rest of that timeout is going to be spent to say, how do we get back on track here? I don't think Elyria is content to just trade baskets with Falls. I think that they see that as being something that their effort needs to be improved on because they're playing great defensively. They just need to find a way to come up with some more stops, and I think that could be part of what you're getting in that conversation over there, and part of it might just be to make sure that Tink Shelton could still see straight because he got rocked.
Well, you don't really talk about time of possession in basketball, but this game you might want to think about it because Olmsted Falls has had the basketball a lot longer than Elyria has. Elyria has been asked to play defense a lot more than Olmsted Falls has, and that's just kind of an interesting thing to watch in this game. Elyria falls out of the timeout, 3:20 to go first half. Olmsted Falls with a 24-21 lead. Micah Jackson's going to swing it over to Shelton, who gets it inside to Compton. Compton on the block, and a lot of contact there, but, well, we got two officials signaling two different things. We got the official under the basket signaling out of bounds, but we do have an official signaling a foul against Olmsted Falls, and he's going to win out.
It's going to be a blocking foul.
And he had the absolute right call. I'm not sure why we didn't see that underneath the hoop, but the official at the top got it as there was a ton of contact there, and Elyria is going to get it baseline out of bounds. Inbound to Ethan Rogers. Gives it back to Shelton. Shelton's got it right wing. Gets it inside to Compton. Compton on the block against 10. Goes up with a right-hand hook shot that's perfect. And Kendall Compton with another bucket. Give him 8 here in this second quarter. And that makes it 24-23. Olmsted Falls with the lead in the ball. Lehman's got it. Gets it to 10. Left side. 10 tries to dribble into the lane. Steps out, pump fakes. guarded by Bell. 10 goes up for a shot, no good. Compton comes down with a rebound, and they're going to get Lehman for a foul. Well, I got to tell you, another story of this game so far, Jared, is the defensive effort Campbell has put in guarding Chris 10. Chris 10 comes in as the leading scorer for Olmsted Falls, 16 points per game. He's only got 2 in this first half.
Right. Kendall or Bell's definitely taking it upon himself to say, I'm going to stop my man, and Chris 10's given him, just different looks, but Bell's been able to answer the call. Meanwhile, Saravac had about a 35-second rest back in the game now for Falls.
Tink Shelton drives right side into the lane, up and good, gives Elyria the lead right back. 25-24 with 2:22 to go here in the first half.
And if Brett Larrick wonders if his point guard's okay, that's your answer right there.
He's fine. Connolly with the basketball for Olmsted Falls, going to swing it over to 10, left side. Now he's going to drive into the lane, and he's going to float it up and in as 10 gets his second bucket of the game on cue, makes it 26-25 Olmsted Falls. Shelton has it, passes it into the corner. Micah Jackson swings it up top to Bell. Bell gives it left side to Compton, who dribbles towards the top of the key. Compton feeling it from the outside, now trying to get to the inside with a nice pass to Shelton on the inside, who's going to have a baseline jumper that's no good. Rebounded by Elyria. Then they're going to swing it out to Bell, who's going to swing it into the corner for Shelton, who goes up for a 3. It's no good. Fight for the rebound is going to be won by Olmsted Falls, but then stolen away by Elyria. And they're going to try to reset it. Tink Shelton's got another wide open look at a three-pointer, and this one he hits. And that whole situation was set up by the hustle of Ethan Rogers, coming down with multiple rebounds and steals. And Rogers gets the assist on the Shelton 3. And then just like that, Olmsted Falls turns it over on a bad pass, bringing the ball up the court. And Elyria has this 28-26 lead with 1:16 to go in the half.
Yeah, victims of the unforced error there. Olmsted Falls gives the ball right back. 1:15 with a 2-point lead. I think Elyria is thinking to themselves, we're going to slow it down a little bit here, see what we can do. And like you said, maybe get that time of possession swung back a little bit in our favor.
Shelton and Compton playing a little bit of a two-man game. Shelton drives into the lane. It's a stop and pop. Now he's going to swing it to Grimmett all the way over on the right side. He'll get it back up to Compton. Top of the key. Compton. Connolly defending. Compton step back three-pointer. Looked good, but came off front iron. Rebounded by Olmsted Falls. 50 seconds to go. Saravac with the basketball. Olmsted Falls with it, now with a 2-point deficit, 28-26. Saravac tries to get into the lane. And I think we're going to get a kickball violation against Elyria. And with 41 seconds to go, it will be Olmsted Falls basketball, baseline out of bounds.
Precarious situation here for Falls. I think, again, left to his own devices, Chris DeLisio and company might say, we want to see if we can milk this 41 seconds. Elyria will not let that happen.
Olmsted Falls really struggling to get the ball in. This time they do get it in, but we're going to get a foul as just kind of a dangerous play there. Good hustle play. Smith went up and caught it as it was a long inbounds pass from the baseline. And Kendall Compton collided with Smith. Smith came down with it. Compton gets called for a foul. Olmsted Falls going to try to inbound it again. They'll get it into Smith. Smith, with 35 seconds to go, Compton's going to slap it away from him. And the ball will go out of bounds, still belonging to Olmsted Falls.
Compton's one of the better pioneers to be able to challenge that inbound pass, a lot of length. I think that Shelton was going to do it, and they thought better of it this time. They said, yeah, just let the young man see if he can find somebody out there. Saravac will get it now in the backcourt.
So in the backcourt, 35 seconds on the clock. Saravac's got it. Brings it up the court. Dribbles left side. Now he passes back up top to Connolly. Connolly over to Smith on the right wing. Smith's going to swing it over to 10. 10 at the top of the key. 20 seconds to go. Olmsted Falls basketball. 15 seconds. 10. Going to dribble it towards the wing. Pass it up to Saravac. 10 seconds to go. Connolly swings it over left side. 7 seconds to go. Olmsted Falls trying to get a shot. They're finally going to get it to Smith. Left side. Three-pointer that's good with 1 second to go. The buzzer will go off. And wow, they took every last second of the clock before Keegan Smith hit his second three-pointer of the game. Olmsted Falls takes a 29-28 lead into the half. What a first half it was. We'll take a break here, and we'll come back with the halftime show. We'll get you some stats, some scores from around the area, and so much more, again, Olmsted Falls with a 29-28 lead over Elyria at the break. This is the all-new WEOL.com and the Chronicle Telegram YouTube page.
At Nick Abraham Buick GMC, we offer the greatest customer experience around, plus upfront, no haggle pricing and great deals. Right now, lease the 2025 GMC Sierra for just $339 a month. Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
Lorain County Community College is where you'll lock in your future success. We've helped thousands of people just like you match skills and experience with a career. We can help you train for a career that is in demand right now. You can even work in your field while taking classes. LCCC will get you prepared, get you credentialed, and get you working. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today. Are you undecided?
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, Cavs radio voice. Recently, we had some trees removed. So again, singing the praises of EcoTree Services. In a few hours, EcoTree had removed the unsightly trees, cleaned the debris, and opened the area for a new fence. I can't say enough good things about the people at EcoTree. I've used them several times, always thrilled with their work. If you have trees that require pruning or need to be removed, contact EcoTree, a local business that deserves your business. They've earned mine. Go to ecotreeservices.com.
Lorraine Medina Rural Electric offers a quick and easy way to pay bills online, monitor your daily electric use, and receive updates from your cooperative through SmartHub. Members can sign up for this service at www.lmre.org or contact the LMRE office at 440-647-2133 for more information.
Welcome back out to Elyria High School, the site of a heck of a basketball game going on the coldest night of the year so far. Again, most of these schools did not have school today. These sporting events are heating things up tonight. And, man, we've got a great one for you. Olmsted Falls hits a buzzer-beating three-pointer at the end of the first half to get back on top of Elyria after a first half of a ton of lead changes. Olmsted Falls has a 29-28 lead over Elyria. It's going to be an awesome, awesome second half here in this battle between two teams that are, again, very familiar and two teams that do not like losing to one another. So we've got a great second half coming at you. Michael Keefe, Jared Kozar joining you from the home of the Pioneers here. Jared, did you walk over?
It was pretty close.
It's like about a block and a half for you.
If it would have been just 5 degrees warmer, I would have considered it. But, yeah, I thought all day about taking the brisk walk, and it did not happen that way.
5 degrees warmer, and you do have to carry in a good bit of equipment.
A little bit of a chunk. Nick Hershey's going to take that home with him tonight, so he'll get a good feel for what that is.
Now, what I'm interested in, and again, I got to shout out Nick Hershey running the camera for us here if you're watching on the YouTube channel. But we better watch out. Jason Ward doesn't want you talking to the star of the show of Columbia Athletics like that. Okay,
his new weapon. I understand that. I wouldn't dream of ruining that parade.
The weapon, Nick Hershey. Hey, we're going to get into some stats. We're going to try to get you some scores from elsewhere around high school basketball in the area, but also want to remind you again on the all-new WEOL.com, the WEOL mobile app, and the Chronicle Telegram YouTube page. We've got just all kinds of good action coming at you. Our regular season basketball coverage is going to take you about another month to Friday, February 20th. That'll be the last game on the calendar for the regular season, and then it's going to be all about the playoffs. And, again, just seeing some of the teams going after it here, there will be plenty of playoff action in basketball for our area teams, so you want to stick with us through that. But this week, just so you know the schedule for WEOL, Jared, just so you know your schedule for the week, because I know it's hard to keep track week after week. Tomorrow, we're going to have a good girls basketball game over in the Lorain County League. It is Nick Hershey's Columbia Raiders that'll be traveling. Nick, you won't be able to call this one. They'll be on the road as they will go to Keystone to take on the Keystone Wildcats. That's girls basketball tomorrow night. Friday, we'll be back in boys basketball, and we'll be still in the Lorain County League, because it'll be the Oberlin Phoenix and the Brookside Cardinals going at it at Brookside, so that'll be a good one there Friday night. And then Saturday, the matinee game, we'll be back in the SWC, and we'll be back here at Elyria, where it'll be girls basketball time. It'll be North Ridgeville and Elyria going after it, so that's the schedule for basketball coverage for this week. Jared's been working on some stats and scores. I'll give you some individual stuff to give Jared a couple more minutes, and then we'll dive over into the team stats and the scores from the area. Individually, though, for the leading Olmsted Falls Bulldogs, 29 points in that first half. They scored 14 in the first quarter, 15 in the second quarter. It's a team that comes in averaging 61 points per game, so they're pretty much right on target for a round there in this one. They were paced by Mason Saravac. He had 9 points in the first quarter, another 3 in the second quarter, so that gives him 12 points in the first half. Next up on the scoring list was Keegan Smith. He had a three-pointer kind of real early. I think it was their first basket of the game, if I'm not mistaken. Keegan Smith hit a three-pointer for Olmsted Falls, and he hit the last basket of the first half, which was also a three-pointer. So Keegan Smith with 6 points in the first half, also in the scoring sheet. Logan Connolly, 4 points. Chris 10, 4 points. And again, that's their leading scorer, so that shows you how well Elyria has done defending Chris 10. He's only got 4 points at the half. And then rounded things out, Cole Oden, 3 points in the first half. On the other side of things, Elyria, 28 points in the first half. They scored 12 in the first quarter, 16 in the second quarter. That's an Elyria Pioneers team that averages 72 points per game. So that shows you how good Olmsted Falls has done defending Elyria and also just maintaining possession of the basketball when they have it. For Elyria, they've got 2 guys with 11 points in the first half, as Rondell Grimmett had 11. He had 8 in the first quarter and 3 in the second. And then Kendall Compton just flipped the script on him. 3 points in the first quarter, 8 in the second, and Compton has 11 as he got things going there in the second quarter. Tink Shelton with 5 points in the first half, and Ethan Rogers added 1 free throw as well. And so that's how we got to this 29-28 score. Jared, you've been working on all kinds of stuff over there, so I'm just going to send it to the jack of all trades, Jared Kozar, sports desk.
See what we can do here. That's lofty expectations to live up to. We'll get it started with some team stats here. For Elyria, again, trailing by 1 at the intermission. 10 of 24 from the field, 42%. Where they excelled was behind the three-point line, where they were 6 of 12, so 50% beyond the arc for the Pioneers. 3 of 2 at the charity stripe. 6 rebounds. They got out-rebounded by Falls at almost a 3-1 clip. But what they did do was take good care of the basketball. They only turned it over twice in that first half of play. For the Olmsted Falls Bulldogs, visitors on the scoreboards and up by 1 here at the break. They were 12 of 22 from the field, so 55% in the night so far. Again, doing well beyond the arc. They were 4 of 6 from distance, whereas Falls in that first period, in that first half. 1 of 1 at the line, 15 rebounds, 8 turnovers. Elyria did speed them up a little bit, some unforced errors out there from a turnover standpoint, but one heck of a ball game here heading into the third quarter in just a couple of moments. I want to get you up to date on some other games going around the area. Nick Hershey and the Columbia Raiders, they can rejoice. They were victorious tonight over Open Door, 92-56, so that was a final. Halftime scores, SWC action. This is a good one. Amherst up on Berea Mid-Park at the break, 33-31. Avon Lake all over Midview by a score of 32-12 at the half. North Ridgeville and Avon also locked up in, we don't have an update yet, but they're playing tonight as well. End of 3, Lorain County League. It is Wellington up on Clearview, 52-44. At the end of 1 non-conference game, New London leading Black River 16-15 at the end of the first. So that's a look at some scores from around the area. We'll get a quick break in here, and then we'll get you back for second half action here at Elyria. It is the WEOL cage matchup. It's a good one. Elyria and Olmsted Falls locked up 29-28 in favor of Olmsted Falls. Second half about to begin.
I'm Mayor Kevin Brubaker, and I'm inviting you to rediscover Elyria. With new places to eat and shop, a revitalized historic downtown, expanded park facilities and programming, our community is once again on the move. Check out our award-winning schools, the new homes, and events and festivals for all ages all year long here in Elyria. Come be a part of the momentum. Visit cityofelyria.org and follow us on Facebook to see how we're building a stronger Elyria together.
All right, it is about second half time here at the home of the Pioneers, Elyria High School, where the home team, in front of a really good crowd here, is down 1 at the break. Olmsted Falls with this 1-point lead, 29-28 is the score as we get ready to tip things off for the second half of action. And again, this is kind of right where things were in Olmsted Falls earlier this year. It was a 1-point game at the half. Olmsted Falls had the lead, and they exploded in the third quarter. Let's see how Elyria responds out of the break.
Yeah, it feels as though nothing's been settled, and certainly as far as this evening goes, nothing has.
So Elyria is going to start with the basketball, and we are underway here in the second half. Compton's got it, top of the key, swings it over to Wilkerson. Wilkerson's got it right wing, going to give it back to Shelton, top of the key. Tink Shelton. Dribbling, top of the key, swings it over to Grimmett, left wing. Grimmett dribbles, spin moves, tries to get into the lane, finds Shelton with a nice pass, who then finds another nice pass, layup attempt, no good. Seth Wilkerson was on the receiving end of a really good pass there by Tink Shelton, but Wilkerson couldn't finish a tough layup. Olmsted Falls rebounds, and they've got the ball. Connolly tries to get the ball to Odin, and it's going to be tipped out of bounds by Grimmett. Good defensive effort there, as Olmsted Falls will retain the basketball. Smith with it across the timeline, 7:15 to go, third quarter. Gets it to 10, who is number 10, and he is my favorite player of all time to broadcast because that's just too easy. Swings it over to Smith, gives it to Odin. Odin gives it back to 10 in the left corner. Now he drives into the lane up towards the top of the key, gets stopped there by Compton, gets into the lane there. Now he's just looking for a little bit of help. 10 is trying to find something. He's going to go up for a shot, and he's going to miss it. Rebounded by Grimmett, and he's going to bring it down the court. Good defense there by Kendall Compton, who then brings it all the way down the court. We're going to get a foul called against Kendall Compton, as that's going to be an offensive foul that goes against Compton. And looked like Compton was getting fouled from behind by 10, but in fairness to Olmsted Falls, Saravac was set up in the lane for a while and just kind of got bulldozed over.
Yeah, and I don't think Brett Lyric or his assistant Dan Gundert on that Elyria sideline took any issue with that. So, yeah, it must be correct. But that's Kendall's second foul here. Again, not really a storyline worth mentioning quite yet, but tough way to pick that one up.
Tough night continues for 10 as he almost gets the ball stripped, but he's picked up by Connolly, out to Karavac, back to Connolly, back to Saravac, who goes in for a left-handed layup. That's good. And Saravac keeps the scoring going. He's got the first basket of the second half with 6.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. 31-28 is the Olmsted Falls lead. Compton has the ball left wing, tries to dribble into the lane, then just a quick pull-up jump shot that's perfect. As Kendall Compton with a beautiful jumper there cuts the Olmsted Falls lead back to 1, 31-30. Saravac with the basketball, dribbling it across midcourt. Got it out near the right wing, gonna get it to Connolly. Connolly bring it back towards the top of the key, back to Saravac, right wing. Up towards the top of the key, and this is gonna be stolen by Shelton, and then Saravac is gonna foul Shelton to prevent any kind of break. So it's gonna be Elyria basketball, sideline out of bounds, and just busy hands there for Tink Shelton to take the ball away from Saravac. 5:46 to go here in the third quarter. 31-30 is the Olmsted Falls lead. Elyria with the basketball. Shelton's got it. Dribbles it across midcourt. Swings it to Wilkerson. Wilkerson swings it inside, and this is going to be Cam Bell going up for a little offense. Layup is no good, and it's going to be rebounded by Olmsted Falls. I think that was Bell's first shot attempt of the game.
He had not been busy offensively, but again, taking a lot of effort on the defensive end with Chris 10.
That was just excellent ball handling there by Logan Connolly, who got the ball deep into the lane and then found Keegan Smith right under the basket. And a layup is good, and that extends the lead 33-30, Olmsted Falls over Elyria.
Falls will take a 30-second timeout here. Kind of seeing that gamesmanship before between these two coaches in terms of, coming off of a stop or a made basket that they want to get their guys realigned and take a quick 30-second timeout to do that. This has been real fun so far. And
yes.
Just, a 33-30 game. That's, I think, what you expect, and it just, I think Elyria is going to, put the ball back here and be able to have to answer now.
Yeah, both teams getting good looks at the basket. And I think Olmsted Falls' biggest strength for them right now is just being able to maintain control of the basketball, because this is an Elyria team that will run and gun if you will let them. Olmsted Falls, I think, has done well to this point in the game of kind of preventing that. So out of the 30-second timeout from Olmsted Falls, it's Shelton that's got it. Going to give it to Compton. Compton dribbles to the top of the key. Drives into the lane, right side, goes up with a wild shot that's up and good. Kendall Compton is a special basketball player as he is carrying things for Elyria offensively right now. 33-32 with 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Logan Connolly dribbles the ball right side, gets it to 10 in the right corner. 10 brings it back to the top, gets it to Saravac. Near the top of the key, now dribbling right side. Gets the ball back to 10, into the lane. 10 gets tied up there, gets the ball back after it gets batted around, goes up for a shot that's no good, but the ball's batted out back to Olmsted Falls. They'll maintain possession. Saravac has it. Right wing. Dribbles around, now tries to get into the lane, spin move. Gonna fire to Smith for a wide open three-pointer. And Keegan Smith his three-point shot has been pure in this game. That's his third three-pointer of the game. And it's now 38-32. There's going to be a quick shot for Campbell. His first basket as he gets into the lane and floats it in. That makes it 36. It was 36-32. Now it's 36-34 on Bell's first basket of the game. Turnover coming here from Olmsted Falls as Shelton tipped it away. And he's going to miss a wide open layup as he was down there with nobody around him defensively, but he just couldn't get the basket. As I think he just short-armed it a little bit. And Bell misses a layup that would have tied the game. Olmsted Falls brings it back down. The ball's tapped out of bounds, and it'll be Olmsted Falls basketball sideline out of bounds.
One of those rare examples of when it looks too good or is too open is what Shelton just had right there, because he was about to tie the game up here for his team at 36.
I think Shelton, fast hands on defense. Got to be wary of that if you're Olmsted Falls. Falls will inbound it. Smith has it in the right corner. Now just trying to get it out of there. Gets it to Connolly. Connolly into the lane. Going to get it to 10, who goes up with a left-handed layup. That's perfect. Chris 10 with another basket, and here comes Elyria quickly to Wilkerson down the floor. That's no good, and I'm sorry, that's not Wilkerson. That was Rogers who missed the layup. But they get the rebound. Now it's Wilkerson that goes in for a little jumper that's no good. 10 grabs the rebound. And Olmsted Falls, with a 4-point lead, 38-34, has the basketball. 3:11 to go, third quarter. 10 quickly tries to get in the lane, turns it over. And now it is Elyria getting the ball quickly down the court, and it's going to be Shelton wide open for a three-pointer. That's perfect. Tink Shelton with another three-pointer. Makes it a one-point game again, 38-37.
Yeah, he had to be real confident of that, because I was like, I don't think they need that shot right there, but Tink Shelton thought differently, and he made it.
Olmsted Falls turns it over again, but this time just a wild shot attempt as Seth Wilkerson got the steal, but then went up with a kind of a bad layup attempt that was no good. 10 gets into the lane, and he misses the layup, but he gets fouled, and he's going to go to the line to shoot two for Olmsted Falls. So the action is fast and furious as Olmsted Falls has turned the ball over in pretty rapid succession here in this second half.
Well, yeah, Elyria can make you do that. They can speed you up. But, yeah, 4 turnovers for Falls here with still 2:38 left to play in the second half. They turned it over 8 times throughout the entire first half. So the defensive strategy working for Elyria, I really think if you ask both coaches, game plan-wise, do you think you executed what you want? You'd get a pretty similar answer. I think that this is what they want in terms of the style of game being played. I'm sure there's some things that each guy would say that we could work on and do differently, but they'd be pretty happy right now to think 2:38 in a one-point game.
Chris 10 will toe the line for 2 free throw attempts. First one is up and no good off the left iron. And now we'll get some substitutions on both sides. As Rogers will come back in. Both Rogers, Christian and Ethan, will come back in for Elyria. And Longo will come back in for Olmsted Falls. Both free throw attempts no good for 10. And it is still a 1-point Olmsted Falls lead, 2:30 to go here in the third quarter. Compton's got it, right wing, crossover move, wide open shot. No good, but a follow by Bell as he tips it in on the follow attempt, and that gives Elyria the lead again, 39-38.
Yeah, Cam Bell starting to come to life here in the third quarter.
Longo in for Olmsted Falls, tries to get trapped, but 10 is going to, a perfect pass there by Longo, out of the trap, under the basket to 10, who goes up with a left-handed layup that's perfect, and it puts Olmsted Falls back on top. Elyria with the basketball. Bell's going to fire a long three-pointer that's off back iron, but rebounded by Elyria. Jackson came down with the rebound, got it out to Rogers, who gets it to Compton. Left wing, 40-39. Olmsted Falls with the lead. Here's a three-point attempt that's no good for Elyria. Longo's going to come down with the rebound, as that was Micah Jackson on a wide-open three-point attempt. Saravac's going to come down and dribble into a three-point attempt of his own. Comes up way short, and it's Jackson that comes down with the rebound. Breaks through the defenders, and now he's quickly getting the ball down the court. And he's going to try to swing the ball over to Rogers in the corner, but it's going to be tipped out of bounds, and it's going to be Elyria basketball on the baseline.
Somebody but I got a piece of Saravac's three-point attempt, but Jackson, as you mentioned, the length came up away with the defensive board and just with a full head of steam down the other way. You know, when he fills into that frame, he's going to be pretty impressive, just a freshman.
We'll try to inball in the ball to Jackson. Goes off his hands into the backcourt. That's fine. He goes back and gets it. Jackson dribbles left side, then spins in the lane, goes up with a floater. That's perfect. What a move there by Micah Jackson. His first basket of the game, and that puts Elyria back on top, 41-40. Smith dribbles into trouble, then gets out of it, and now it's going to be Oden for a three-point attempt. That's perfect. Just both teams throwing punches right now. Olmsted Falls back up to 43-41. Bell fakes a three-pointer, then gets it to Rogers in the corner, and Bell on the pass runs over a defender. I believe that was Smith down there getting ready to take the charge. He does, and with 51 seconds to go in the third quarter, Olmsted Falls gets the ball back with this 2-point lead. Oden inbounds the ball to Smith. Smith gives it to Connolly. Connolly dribbles left hand. 45 seconds on the clock. Gets it to Saravac, back to Connolly. Connolly's got a lane as he's going to try to get it inside, throws it off the foot of a defender, and it's a turnover. Elyria coming down the court. Layup is up and good as Kendall Compton went up strong with the left hand, and that ties the game at 43. Right back down the court, Smith is going to finish on a layup of Olmsted Falls zone with 22 seconds to go, 45-43 Olmsted Falls. Rogers has it. 15 seconds to go. Now they slow things down a little bit. Micah Jackson with 10 seconds to go in the third quarter. Micah Jackson's got to be ready to move with the ball here. 5 seconds on the clock. Jackson dribbles right side. Just going to pull up from the right wing. Shot's no good. And that'll end the third quarter, and what a quarter it was. It started with Olmsted Falls with a 1-point lead. They expanded by a point. They've got a 2-point lead, and we have got an amazing fourth quarter ahead. Stick with us, as fourth quarter is coming up next on the all-new WEOL.com and on the Chronicle Telegram YouTube page.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy.
This month, get 0% on all 2025 Ford F-150s, including Lightning, regular cabs, super cabs, and Super Duties, plus all Explorers and Escapes.
Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
Lorain County Community College is where you'll lock in your future success. LCCC will get you prepared, get you credentialed, and get you working. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
And welcome back out as it's fourth quarter time here at Elyria High School. The Olmsted Falls Bulldogs have a 45-43 lead over the Elyria Pioneers. Michael Keefe, Jared Kozar bringing you the action. Nick Hershey running the camera, and Jared. I mean, you get just a minute to catch your breath between these periods, but that was just an awesome third quarter by both squads there.
It's been everything we could have hoped for so far and everything we can expect. The fans that came out here on a frigid night, they're getting their money's worth too. Boy, tough game, and we got a great 8 minutes left ahead of us here this evening. Final score to pass along in the SWC was Avon Lake getting the better of Midview, 70-41. Wow. End of three, Berea Mid-Park opening up a lead over Amherst, 54-46.
Olmsted Falls will start off the fourth quarter with the basketball as we enter into the final 8 minutes of this game. 45-43 is the Olmsted Falls lead, as it is anybody's game going into the fourth. They will inbound the ball, and we are underway here in the fourth quarter. 10 has it in the backcourt. He'll get across the midcourt line and get it to Saravac. Saravac guarded closely there by Ethan Rogers. Gets it over to Connolly. Connolly to Oden, who will swing it into the corner. Rabnicki's got it there. Then he gets trapped, gets the ball over to Saravac, right wing. Saravac sets the offense back up, tries to get the ball back to Oden, but that was good defense there by Elyria. Rabnicki's now got it left wing. Gets the ball inside to 10. 10 just trying to get a lane to shoot. He goes up strong. It's no good. Tipped out to the side by Elyria, and they'll grab the rebound there. Good defense there by Rondell Grimmett. So here's Tink Shelton. He's got it. Going to get the ball over to Compton. Compton, the leading scorer tonight for Elyria, with 17. He's going to look for 20 with a long three-point attempt that's no good. And it's going to be rebounded by Olmsted Falls. 7 minutes to go in the ball game. Olmsted Falls still with this 2-point lead, 45-43. Connolly's got it towards the logo. Dangerous pass over to 10. He does well to corral it. 10 gives it to Saravac. Saravac guarded by Rogers. He's going to give the ball to Connolly, who almost stepped on that midcourt line, and he might have stepped on it, but they're going to call a foul on Tink Shelton, as there was a little bit of contact there, and Olmsted Falls is going to have it on the sideline out of bounds.
Brett Lyric asking for a little bit more of a detailed explanation. Says he understands it might be able to go either way, but it's a tough call to make in a 2-point game.
And inbound the ball are Olmsted Falls to 10 in the backcourt. 6:45 to go in the game. Olmsted Falls still nursing this 2-point lead. Saravac's now got it out near the logo. Saravac guarded by Rogers, gets it to Connolly, guarded by Shelton. Connolly to Oden. Tries to get it to Saravac. The ball is tipped. Saravac goes and gets it, then swings it into the corner. Ravnicki being bothered there by Compton. Compton couldn't get a hand on the shot. It's a layup that's up and no good, and then Compton tried to grab the rebound and instead hit it out of bounds. And so the ball will stay with Olmsted Falls. So Connolly will inbound the basketball, as they're going to get it to Oden, who's going to fire a three-pointer, no good. A rebound by Rogers, and here comes Shelton, and the Elyria Pioneers still facing this 2-point deficit. Now it's Rondell Grimmett who swings it over to Rogers, left side, and they get it in the hands of Kendall Compton. Compton swings it to Bell, top of the key, back over to Shelton, right wing. He drives baseline, and he stepped on the line, out of bounds. And an unforced error there by Elyria is going to give the ball back to Olmsted Falls with 6 minutes and 1 second to go in the ball game.
Okay, you start to count possessions. Maybe not with 6:01 left, but at some point it starts to get a little bit nerve-wracking when you're looking at that 2-point lead and you're thinking to yourself that we just gave one away there.
10 gets the inbound pass, gives it back to Oden. Oden dribbling into the backcourt. In trouble here, as Olmsted Falls barely gets the ball across midcourt in time. They get the ball ahead to 10, who gets it inside to Smith. There's bodies all over the place. There's a big block by Grimmett. It's rebounded by Olmsted Falls. They get it over to Oden, who gets it to 10 in the left corner. 10 thought about a three. Now he's going to dribble out of the corner. He's going to try to get it inside, as 10, bothered by Grimmett, is going to swing it all the way back out to Saravac. And so now Saravac's got it out near the logo. Connolly gets it over to Smith. Smith goes up for a layup. A tough layup is up and good. As again, Rondell Grimmett is everywhere defensively, but that time Keegan Smith made a tough basket. That extends this Olmsted Falls lead to 4, 47-43, 5 minutes to go in the game.
Smith had a really quality second half here for Olmsted Falls, regardless of the outcome of the contest. He's played great.
Grimmett's got the ball, is going to get it inside. Probably just a little bit too deep to Wilkerson in there. Going to swing it out to Shelton, who's going to fire a wide open three from the top of the key that's no good. 10 with the rebound. Olmsted Falls with the basketball, 4:40 to go and a 4-point lead. Saravac's got it right wing. He'll dribble back up towards the top of the key. Now he'll pick up his dribble, and he'll get it to Connolly. All the way out near the midcourt stripe, bothered there by Shelton. Connolly drives right side, picks up his dribble, gets it to Oden. Oden back to Connolly, baseline, tries to get the ball over to Smith in the corner, but it was tipped out of bounds, as I think it was Shelton that got his hand on the basketball. And now we'll get a substitution here, as Rondell Grimmett has played really well, both offensively and defensively, but he will have a seat. Micah Jackson checks back in.
I think that might be for closing purposes, trying to get Rondell Grimmett maybe a quick breather here. You're about halfway through fourth period.
What a play that was on the inbounds for Olmsted Falls, as they inbounded the ball quickly to Connolly. Oden did, and he swung it right back to Oden, who put a three-pointer up that was no good. The ball was tipped out of bounds off of Olmsted Falls. It's Elyria basketball. 4:10 to go, and Olmsted Falls leading 47-43. Tink Shelton brings the ball across the midcourt stripe. Gives it to Jackson. Jackson is going to hand the ball off to Compton, who had a wide open lane to the basket, but a good play there by Connolly to tip the ball away from Compton. He hit it out of bounds, and it'll be Elyria basketball baseline out of bounds.
You know, we may have to go back and look at this one. I'm sure that we're going to go back and look at this one, and certainly you can do that at the Chronicle Telegram YouTube page. Like, I'm not sure there's been more than a 5-point lead for any side here tonight.
There has not.
So
Compton's going to have the basketball top of the key for Elyria. He's dribbling, setting up Saravac, crossover dribble. A wide open jumper there after the crossover is perfect for Kendall Compton. What a tough jumper that was, and he made it look easy.
He's had that move working a couple of times for him tonight. And again, a skill set that a guy his size maybe doesn't necessarily project, but he certainly can step back and make a shot.
Olmsted Falls with the basketball. We've only had 4 points scored in this quarter, 2 from each side, as getting into the lane was Saravac, and the ball gets hit away from him by Seth Wilkerson. It goes out of bounds off of Wilkerson. It'll be Olmsted Falls basketball baseline out of bounds. Connolly will inbound. 3:23 to go in the game. Olmsted Falls with the basketball and a 2-point lead. And we're going to get a foul called, as they're going to get Micah Jackson on a foul on the inbounds. And now it'll be Olmsted Falls basketball on the side. So the officials now going to want to talk things over, and instead Olmsted Falls going to take it under the basket. So it'll be a baseline play for the Bulldogs. 3 minutes, 23 seconds to go in the game. Olmsted Falls with the basketball on a 47-45 lead. Connolly will inbound the ball to Saravac on the right wing. Ball gets tipped away from him, but he picks it up. Now he dribbles. He's bothered by Rogers there. He gets it to Connolly. Connolly, guarded by Tink Shelton. He'll drive right side, goes all the way to the baseline, swings it back to Saravac, who had a 3-point attempt that he passed up, passed it over to Smith, back to Saravac. And Olmsted Falls will be content to just slow it down a little bit. Saravac tries to get into the lane. He goes up with a left-hand shot. It's good, and a foul. What a big play and a big moment for Mason Saravac, who only had 2 points in this second half. But he hits that left-handed layup. He gets fouled, and he's going to go to the line with a chance for a 3-point play.
Yeah, and a chance to, again, match the biggest lead that Falls has had in this contest. If they can put him up here by 5, what that might do psychologically with less than 3 minutes to play.
Saravac hits the free throw, and this gives Olmsted Falls a 5-point lead. Tink Shelton gets the ball quickly down. 2:45 to go in the game. Compton has it, back to Shelton, right wing. Shelton crossover. Now he's just going to pull up for a jumper that's no good. Rebounded by Oden, who's going to get the ball over to Saravac, and then they'll get it to Smith. And now Olmsted Falls running with numbers. Smith's going to go up for a right-hand layup that's no good, but it'll be 10 on the putback, and it's 52-45 Olmsted Falls over Elyria, and we're going to get a timeout as Brett Larrick wants to talk things over.
I think Brett Larrick is telling the official he wanted that timeout a little bit earlier in the possession. It's a full timeout. We're going to take a break as well. Stick around. It's the WEOL Cage Matchup on WEOL.com and at the Chronicle Telegram YouTube page.
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, radio voice of the Cavs. For several years, you've heard me talk about EcoTree Services on WEOL. Recently, I needed trees removed, so of course, I contacted EcoTree. They did an incredible job. The folks at EcoTree were timely, efficient, and the work was flawless. Take it from me. When your trees need attention or even require removal, contact EcoTree Services. Like me, you'll love their work. Find EcoTree Services online at ecotreeservices.com.
At Nick Abraham Buick GMC, we offer the greatest customer experience around, plus upfront, no haggle pricing and great deals. Right now, lease the 2025 GMC Sierra for just $339 a month. Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
2:22 to go here in this game. Olmsted Falls has opened up a 52-45 lead. This is the largest lead of the game for either side. We were just talking about it, Jared, and you were right. Olmsted Falls leads by 7. And now things get urgent for Elyria. So far in the fourth quarter, Olmsted Falls has scored 7 points. Elyria just 2.
Been a tight game. Elyria needs to come away with something here, but I don't think they need to really rush anything right now with 2:22 left. Pretty full amount, 3 timeouts for both squads right now. but Elyria just needs points on this possession. Got to come away with something.
You got to see the ball go through the hoop. Micah Jackson's going to get it. Hand off to Shelton, who's going to give it to Compton. Right wing's going to get into the lane. Compton's going to go up for a shot. It's no good, but he gets fouled on the shot attempt, and it will be Kendall Compton that goes to the line to shoot 2 free throws, and that is just what the doctor ordered for Elyria. If the ball's not going to go in, you get some free throws.
Team foul situation, 3 for Elyria, just 1 for Olmsted Falls. That's the first of the fourth quarter, so we'll see if that has any impact on this final 2:13.
Compton will toe the line for his first free throw, which is up and bounces out as Kendall Compton misses the first one, and it remains a 7-point game. 2:13 to go in the ball game. Olmsted Falls with a 52-45 lead over Elyria. Substitution will get made, and it'll be Compton that toes the line for his second free throw attempt. Free throw is up and perfect for Kendall Compton. He splits the pair, and that makes it 52-46. Olmsted Falls is going to face some Elyria pressure as they try to get the ball across the midcourt stripe. They will get it across the midcourt stripe, and it's Connolly that's got it right wing. He'll get trapped there, but he'll get it inside to 10. 10 looking for a shot there. He's going to go up for a shot, and he's going to get fouled as Compton fouls 10 on a shot attempt. Nope, they're going to say no shot. It's a sideline, or I'm sorry, a baseline out of bounds play. As the fans here, you can hear him yelling, and I think they are correct. I think 10 traveled with the basketball.
A lot of shuffling there, and I think that there was a bailout call in terms of getting the foul called, and that's the 4th team foul in Elyria, so the next one's going to put him in that penalty situation. Again, 2:08 remaining here in the fourth quarter. But, yeah, I think Chris 10 might have taken a 4th or 5th step too much.
Olmsted Falls is going to try to inbound it. They're going to try to get the ball to 10 inside. Instead, they're going to try to swing it out to Saravac, and it's going to get stolen by Elyria, and then the ball's going to get tipped, and it's going to go out of bounds as Odin got a hand on it, and then it hit Micah Jackson before it went out of bounds, and Elyria with a golden opportunity to cut into the lead with 2 minutes to go in the game. Instead, give the ball right back to Olmsted Falls. 10's got it. He is going to give the ball back to Elyria as Compton steals it away and then goes up for a layup. A spinning shot for Compton. Cuts into the lead, and it's 52-48 now, Olmsted Falls. Defensive pressure really getting to Olmsted Falls here. Odin's got it. He's going to swing it all the way down to Smith under the hoop, who goes up with a wide open layup. A perfect pump fake there for Keegan Smith as Tink Shelton went flying by, and Smith had a wide open layup, made it 54-48. Minute 30 to go in the game. Shelton gets it to Rogers, who gets it over to Compton. The ball gets tipped away by Odin, but Compton does well to maintain possession. Now Compton gets into the lane, fires a pass off, and it's Wilkerson who hits his first bucket of the game to make it 54-50. And then it's stolen, and Elyria is going to miss a shot, but then go in for a rebound, and it's Wilkerson again. So Rogers steals the inbounds, misses an open layup, and gets it to Wilkerson on the follow. And he goes up and hits a bucket, and with 1:08 to go, Olmsted Falls takes a timeout. It's 54-52. Olmsted Falls with the lead. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more right after this.
I'm Mayor Kevin Brubaker, and I'm inviting you to rediscover Elyria. With new places to eat and shop, a revitalized historic downtown, expanded park facilities and programming, our community is once again on the move. Check out our award-winning schools, the new homes, and events and festivals for all ages all year long here in Elyria. Come be a part of the momentum. Visit cityofelyria.org and follow us on Facebook to see how we're building a stronger Elyria together.
Welcome back into what I think we could call a Game of the Year candidate and really all across our listening and viewing area as Elyria and Olmsted Falls locked in a tight one. 1:08 on the clock. Olmsted Falls with a 54-52 lead, but it's been Elyria making the push these last couple minutes. Michael Keefe, Jared Kozar, and Jared, what a game we've got on our hands here.
We had a feeling we had a good one. The first one was an excellent matchup. This one has not disappointed so far. 1:08 left to go. Falls with that 2-point lead, 54-52. But the Pioneers playing some stifling defense, creating turnovers here.
Olmsted Falls will inbound this one, and they get it to Smith behind the entire defense, but Elyria does well to get back and to cut things off, and now we're under a minute. Saravac's got it out near the logo. He's going to swing it over to 10. 10 out near the logo. 54 seconds to go. He dribbles it off his foot, but we're going to get a kicked ball violation. He actually dribbled off of Micah Jackson's foot, and so it's a kick ball, and it'll be Olmsted Falls ball, sideline out of bounds, 49 seconds to go in the game.
Elyria fans saw that ball making its way towards the sidelines and thought to themselves that it was going to be possession headed their way. Another timeout by Chris Delisio here. Again, he's got a few to burn, so he'll take a timeout. It's a full timeout. We'll take one as well. Step aside for a moment on WEOL.com and, of course, that Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel. We'll be back.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy.
This month, get 0% on all 2025 Ford F-150s, including Lightning, regular cabs, super cabs, and Super Duties, plus all Explorers and Escapes.
Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com. At Nick Abraham Buick GMC, we offer the greatest customer experience around, plus upfront, no haggle pricing and great deals. Right now, lease the 2025 GMC Sierra for just $339 a month. Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
49 seconds on the clock, and Olmsted Falls with a timeout. They've got a 54-52 lead, but man, does it feel like it's in danger as Elyria has ramped up the pressure, and Olmsted Falls is going to have to do everything right to hang on to this lead.
They forced 8 turnovers in the first half, 8 turnovers here in the second half with 49.3 left to go. I think it's safe to say we're about to get funky like a monkey.
Oh, come on. It's the American dream. Jared Kozar. All right, out of the timeout. Olmsted Falls basketball, sideline out of bounds right in front of us. 54-52, Olmsted Falls with the lead. And the basketball. Connolly will be the inbounder. He's going to try to swing it in as he is going to get it to Saravac in the backcourt. Goes up and gets it. So being a linebacker helps Saravac. Dribbles over to the side and gets it back up top to Connolly. Back over to Saravac. As looks like Elyria is trying to foul. They're going to get it over to Connolly. Now to Smith. Left wing, 30 seconds. I think Elyria has to foul, and then they're finally going to get the foul called. Kendall Compton. I think Kendall Compton was trying to foul multiple times. The ref just didn't call it. And that will send Saravac to the line with 28 seconds to go in the game.
I think they were trying, and I think it was also maybe a little bit of, coming out of that timeout, Brett Larrick had in mind who they might want to have the ball that they sent to the line, and I'm not sure that Mason Saravac was the selection.
Well, Saravac goes to the line and hits the first one. Ice water in his veins with some substitutions. There's a lot of offense coming back into the game for the Elyria Pioneers. Rondell Grimmett back in, Cam Bell back in. Now Saravac a chance to make it a 4-point game. It's no good. 10 almost grabs rebound, but it's going to go out of bounds off of Kendall Compton. And a disastrous play on the rebound as Brett Larrick will get some defenders back in the game. 28 seconds to go. And man, the sliver of hope was there for Elyria, but then the ball went out of bounds after the missed free throw, and it went out off of Compton. Olmsted Falls gets it into Saravac. He's going to get it up top to Connolly. Nobody near him. Connolly just going to stand with the basketball. Back to Saravac, and they're going to foul him there. 20 seconds to go. 55-52 is the score, and Saravac's going to go back to the line.
Compton's going to go over and have a conversation with Brett Larrick about what might have to happen.
Actually, unfortunate news for Elyria, but Compton just fouled out. That's his 5th foul. That's where you're looking. You could hear Brett Larrick say it. He wanted anybody else to get that foul. Anybody else to get that foul, but Compton was the only guy kind of putting in the effort to go get it. 20 seconds to go. And Illyria's best player tonight now takes a seat. Saravac to the line, hits the first free throw. And that's a big free throw because that makes it a 4-point game with 20 seconds to go. 56-52, Saravac toes the line. Left-hander. Next free throw's up and no good. Again, a rebound bouncing around a little bit, but it's controlled by Micah Jackson for Elyria. He then just picks up his dribble, and now he is being trapped in the backcourt. He's going to get fouled back there with 13 seconds to go in the ball game. Again, Olmsted Falls not in the penalty, and we're going to get a timeout. Brett Larrick wants to talk it over. So we're going to get a full timeout for Brett Larrick. We'll take a quick break. We got an ending of a great game coming up after this.
Lorain County Community College is where you'll lock in your future success. LCCC will get you prepared, get you credentialed, and get you working. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
Lorain Medina Rural Electric offers a quick and easy way to pay bills online, monitor your daily electric use, and receive updates from your cooperative through SmartHub. Members can sign up for this service at www.lmre.org or contact the LMRE office at 440-647-2133 for more information.
Back here at Elyria High School where it's a little bit of dire straits now. 13 seconds to go in the game. Elyria has the basketball, but they are facing uphill at a 4-point deficit. 56-52 is the Olmsted Falls lead. And Elyria, if they are going to come back, they're going to do it without Kendall Compton, who fouled out on Olmsted Falls' last possession. Elyria looking to get the ball in. They will. And it's Ting Shelton. He's moving at about 100 miles an hour. He's going to get into the lane. He's going to go up with a wild right-handed shot that's no good. Rebounded by Olmsted Falls. And now it's going to be 10 that's bringing the ball across midcourt. And it looks like they were trying to foul him. They don't foul him. The clock is just going to run out on the game. And a hard-fought game comes to an end. The Olmsted Falls Bulldogs pull off the season sweep of the Elyria Pioneers. They win this one 56-52. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, it's time for the post-game show where we talk about all the action from this one, get you stats, scores, and so much more. It's the all-new WEOL.com and the Chronicle Telegram YouTube page.
At Nick Abraham Buick GMC, we offer the greatest customer experience around, plus upfront, no haggle pricing and great deals. Right now, lease the 2025 GMC Sierra for just $339 a month. Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
Lorain County Community College is where you'll lock in your future success. LCCC will get you prepared, get you credentialed, and get you working. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, radio voice of the Cavs. For several years, you've heard me talk about EcoTree services on WEOL. Recently, I needed trees removed, so of course, I contacted EcoTree. They did an incredible job. The folks at EcoTree were timely, efficient, and the work was flawless. Take it from me. When your trees need attention or even require removal, contact EcoTree Services. Like me, you'll love their work. Find EcoTree Services online at ecotreeservices.com.
I'm Mayor Kevin Brubaker, and I'm inviting you to rediscover Elyria. With new places to eat and shop, a revitalized historic downtown, expanded park facilities and programming, our community is once again on the move. Check out our award-winning schools, the new homes, and events and festivals for all ages all year long here in Elyria. Come be a part of the momentum. Visit cityofelyria.org and follow us on Facebook to see how we're building a stronger Elyria together.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy.
This month, get 0% on all 2025 Ford F-150s, including Lightning, regular cabs, super cabs, and Super Duties, plus all Explorers and Escapes.
Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
Back here at Elyria High School where the Olmsted Falls Bulldogs came in and got a wild victory. Their second of the year over the Elyria Pioneers. Final score here, 56-52. Olmsted Falls moves to 8-5 on the season. Elyria falls to 10-4. And again, don't let really any records fool you, especially Olmsted Falls. They might be 8-5, but they only have one loss in conference. That was to Berea Mid-Park. Otherwise, they've been perfect in conference, and they keep that going with this victory tonight. Michael Keefe, Jared Kozar coming at you here from Elyria High School. Nick Hershey running the camera for us, doing a great job tonight. But Jared, I mean, we talked about it coming in. This should be a good game. And you know, pulling the curtain back a little bit, you go into every game hoping it's a good game. You go into every game thinking, God, we wish it's going to be a game like this, but this was one that truly lived up to the hype as these two teams. There were moments in this game, and I think back to the second quarter and the third quarter, where these two teams were just trading heavyweight punches back and forth. And Olmsted Falls would score, and Elyria would answer right back, and Olmsted Falls would hit a three, and Elyria would hit a three. And that's the kind of game that this was. These two teams put on a heck of a show for a packed crowd here at Elyria High School tonight.
Quality high school basketball game, SWC. A shame with Elyria. Now you're going to fall 3 losses in the Southwestern Conference. But you're right, what a game it was, and just back and forth. And like we talked about a couple of times, nobody had more than a 5-point lead until Falls went up 7 very, very late in this contest. And certainly Elyria closed the gap on it, a 4-point Falls victory. But that's one heck of a Olmsted Falls basketball team coached by Chris Delisio. And again, a second time through the conference, that's where I think you're going to start to see people separate, and that's what's going on. Talking about SWC scores, for those that are wondering, it was Berea Mid-Park getting the better of Amherst 79-69. So Berea Mid-Park still with that lone loss in Southwestern Conference play. And you know, I think right now you're looking at it, if you're going to have a say in it, it's them or Falls right now, in terms of who's in the driver's seat in that SWC.
Yeah, still a lot of basketball to be played, but those are the two teams certainly in the driver's seat, and what a big step it was for Olmsted Falls, not just to keep pace with Berea Mid-Park in the conference, but it's really a 2-game swing kind of with Elyria as well, as, you know, Elyria has been playing well. They came in with just 2 conference losses. Now they've got 3. Olmsted Falls just with 1 instead of both teams leaving here with 2. So that's a big swing for Olmsted Falls as we get into the back part of this regular season play as well. On the other, not really on the other side of things, but just when you look at the games, the 2 teams have played twice this year. Olmsted Falls has won of both. Olmsted Falls won what I would consider to be a much more kind of Elyria-paced game the first time around. Final score was 76-63. But when you look at these two teams, Elyria averages 72 points a game. They allow 60 a game. Olmsted Falls averages just 61 points per game, but they allow just 52. This was very much tonight more of what I would say is more of an Olmsted Falls kind of paced game, as Olmsted Falls really controlled possession of the basketball for large chunks of time. And that high-powered Elyria fast-paced offense was just never really able to get into the rhythm that they like to get into.
No, and again, Elyria sped Falls up at times, creating more turnovers, but you mentioned that Falls was able to maintain possession, do a lot of the things they wanted to do. And like I said, there were times today I think both coaches would tell you that their game plan was executed, but just maybe not quite enough in terms of what Brett Lyric and company thought offensively they could have, and, you know, maybe not maximizing all those possessions to the fullest extent.
And, well, we may not do this every game, but I think there's a prototype player that is going to give this Elyria Pioneers team some problems, and you saw him tonight in the way of Mason Saravac, because, again, he isn't your stereotypical kind of basketball body. He is built like a middle linebacker, but when they needed strength, he was the guy to give it to him. So, again, a big victory here for Olmsted Falls, their second of the year, over the Elyria Pioneers. And we're going to get a little special treat here, as we are going to be joined by Chris Delisio, the head coach of the Olmsted Falls Bulldogs. And, Coach, candidate for Game of the Year, really. I mean, that was a fantastic – I mean, we enjoyed it. I hope you got to enjoy it just half as much as we did. These two teams really came to play tonight.
Yeah, well, you know how it is. You enjoy them more when you come out in the winning end of those. But you know, it was pretty much what you expect when you get Olmsted Falls Elyria together, and just a tough physical game, and two teams really battling it out. And, you know, we were just fortunate to make some plays down the stretch.
You know, we were just talking about it. It felt, you know, the first game you guys went up against each other felt more maybe Elyria-paced. It was more fast-paced, a lot more baskets going in that game. This felt a little bit more Olmsted Falls-paced, and we talked about it throughout the course of the broadcast. You don't often talk about time of possession and stuff in basketball, but it really felt like that mattered in this game. You guys weren't really intentionally just trying to hold the ball, but you really were able to maintain possession while you were able to limit them to not a ton of second-chance opportunities, and that was a big difference in this game.
Yeah, you know, we just really talked about managing our possessions, and for us, it's, you know, we work really hard on just making sure we get a good shot every time down. You know, and sometimes it just takes a bit to get that, especially when a team is playing as hard as Elyria was playing on the defensive end. And, you know, it just took us a bit of time. And, you know, but I was proud of my guys for just kind of hanging tough and not settling for a bad shot or kind of getting rushed into a bad shot.
Yeah, you guys, you shot well from the floor tonight, 55% from the floor. But for me, just looking at where you typically get your scoring, and it was one of your best scorers, 10, was just they did a good job defending him. They made everything hard on him on the inside tonight. You got a great outing by Saravac. But when you talk about some guys that stepped up, and you look at Keegan Smith with 17 points in this game, you look at Cole Oden that hit some big shots, big three-pointers in this one. Just talk about some of the contributions from some of the other guys when Elyria really did a good job taking away one of your primary scorers.
Yeah, it's something we talk about going all the way back to June, that if you're going to be a good basketball team, you're going to have multiple guys, right? I mean, it's just too easy, and our coaches are too good in the conference to just let one guy beat you all the time or two guys beat you. So, you just try to play a team game, and when it's your turn, it's your turn. And tonight, Keegan just happened to step up and get some open looks and be able to knock him down. He played tough, I thought, and he got some buckets near the rim, late for us that were really important. So, to be a good team, you got to have 4 or 5 guys, that can do the job.
Coach, you've played a very difficult out-of-conference schedule that even led into your last game against Strongsville, but only the one loss in the conference. Now just talk about how big this win was for you guys and the momentum in a win like this, in a game like this, in an atmosphere like this, can give your boys heading into the back part of your season.
Yeah. Well, to clarify, we do have 2 losses.
2 losses.
So, yeah. So, but no, but you're exactly right. But we talk about that a lot. Like I think high school kids can obviously get caught up in maybe record or or thinking maybe we should be this or we should be that, and the bottom line is we've played a difficult schedule. Our conference schedule is difficult. Who we are as a team is not necessarily what that looks like. You just have to come ready to go every night and just help them understand that if you put a good process on the floor, that hopefully good things are going to happen.
Well, you came ready to go tonight, and you guys were a resilient bunch. Every time they would punch, you guys would punch back, and you guys come out on the winning end. Truly a great basketball game to watch. Congrats on a big win.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you having me.
Coach Chris Delizio from Olmsted Falls, the Bulldogs, talking about the big victory over Elyria tonight. What we're going to do right now is we're going to take just a very quick break, and we'll be back with the rest of the postgame show right after this on the all-new WEOL.com and the Chronicle Telegram YouTube page.
I'm Mayor Kevin Brubaker, and I'm inviting you to rediscover Elyria. With new places to eat and shop, a revitalized historic downtown, expanded park facilities and programming, our community is once again on the move. Check out our award-winning schools, the new homes, and events and festivals for all ages all year long here in Elyria. Come be a part of the momentum. Visit cityofelyria.org and follow us on Facebook to see how we're building a stronger Elyria together.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy.
This month, get 0% on all 2025 Ford F-150s, including Lightning, regular cabs, super cabs, and Super Duties, plus all Explorers and Escapes.
Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
Back here in the post-game show, Elyria, Olmsted Falls, the Bulldogs of Olmsted Falls come here to Elyria and get this victory, 56-52. Over the Elyria Pioneers, and big shout out there to Chris Delizio, the head coach of Olmsted Falls, who makes the game even more important as he corrected us there. They have 2 conference losses. They play kind of a weird schedule where they're conference and they're still playing non-conference games, and so I must have overlooked one, so that's my fault, but it makes it even bigger, the victory they got here over Elyria. Let's just give you some scoring numbers, and then we'll get out of here with this broadcast. First, on the Olmsted Falls side of things, 56 points for the Bulldogs, 14 in the first quarter, 15 in the second, 16 in the third, just 11 in the fourth, but it was enough as they were paced by Mason Saravac. 19 points for Mason Saravac in this one, as he was great for the Olmsted Falls Bulldogs, the type of player they needed, and he brought it every minute of this one. So Saravac with 19, 17 points for Keegan Smith. I mean, I talked about it with Coach in a game where Chris 10 didn't have his normal scoring output. To get the 17 points from Keegan Smith, who usually averages just 5 points a game, was a tremendous outcome there. Chris 10 had 10. Number 10, Chris 10, had 10 points in this one. Cole Oden hit a couple big shots. He had 6 in this game. And rounding out the scoring was Logan Connolly with 4 points in this one for the victorious Olmsted Falls Bulldogs. On the other side, the Elyria Pioneers, 52 points, 12 in the first, 16 in the second, 15 in the third, just 9 in the fourth quarter as they were paced by Kendall Compton, who was just absolutely spectacular in this one. 22 points for Kendall Compton. He was joined in double digits by Rondell Grimmett. He had 11 points but didn't manage to get in the scoring column in the second half. That was tough for them. 8 points from Tink Shelton, 4 points each from Cam Bell and from Seth Wilkerson. And then rounding out the scoring, Micah Jackson with 2 and Ethan Rogers had 1. And that's how we got to that 56-52 final score. It's going to do it for us. Last order of business for us is just to get to our thank yous. First of all, big thank you to the good folks here at Elyria High School. Heather Beck, the athletic director, Brett Larrick, the head basketball coach. They always treat us well when we come hang out at Elyria, and tonight was no different, so big shout out to the folks here at Elyria. Big shout out to our sponsors tonight, Nick Abraham Buick GMC and Nick Abraham Elyria Ford at Route 57 and East Broad Street in Elyria. Lorain County Community College, real education for good jobs. The Lorain Medina Rural Electric Cooperative, your touchstone energy partner. The City of Elyria. Visit cityofelyria.org today. And Eco Tree Services, your complete tree care company. Our last thank you goes out, as always, to all of you for joining us, for tuning in on the YouTube channel or listening to us on WEOL.com. Remember to get over to WEOL's app and download that so you can take us with you everywhere on the go as we bring you all the high school sports. Again, this week, Columbia at Keystone Girls tomorrow, Oberlin at Brookside Boys Friday, North Ridgeville at Elyria Girls on Saturday. That's the schedule for the rest of the week, and that's going to do it for us. For Jared Kozar, for Nick Hershey, I am Michael Keefe. The Olmsted Falls Bulldogs improved to 8-5 with a 56-52 victory in Elyria tonight. We'll see you for the next game.